I'm retired. I'm done. I'm 46. I'm washed up. I'm a broadcaster. I'm a commentator. I am a talking head. How about this novel idea? Fight the dude that's actually wanting to fight. I don't want to fight Jon Jones. I have no desire to fight anyone. There could be a 25-pounder called me out to a fight, and I'd be like, I don't really feel like doing that anymore. Those days are behind me. But how about fight the dude that's actually waiting to fight you? Tom Aspinall, right? Like I said, I'm done. Fight him. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Fight him. We had our experiences. Fight that dude.
Hey, fight fans, and welcome back to the channel. We've got some significant developments in the ongoing saga between two absolute legends of the sport, Daniel Cormier and Jon Bones Jones. Jones recently threw some verbal jabs Cormier's way, seemingly trying to reignite their historic rivalry. But DC, ever the composed figure these days, wasn't biting. Instead, he had a very clear and pointed message for Jones, one that shifts the focus to the current heavyweight landscape and a certain British contender. Cormier's stance is firm. He's retired, and Jones should be looking to fight Tom Aspinall. We're going to unpack all of DC's comments, explore why he's pushing for the Aspinall fight, and look at what other figures in the MMA world are saying about this potential heavyweight showdown. This is a narrative with layers involving legacy, current contenders, and the frustrations of a division waiting for its champion to defend. Cormier also took the opportunity to remind everyone of Jones's past statements regarding a potential heavyweight clash between them when DC was still an active fighter. He highlighted the irony, pointing out that Jones had previously indicated he wouldn't fight Cormier at heavyweight because it would supposedly give DC an advantage, as that was considered Cormier's best weight class. Now, with Cormier happily retired, and by his own admission, spending his time on the golf course rather than in grueling fight camps, Jones's recent call-out seems particularly misplaced. DC didn't hold back, dismissing Jones's comments, even making a lighthearted jab at the grammar used in Jones's statement, suggesting it was hard to take entirely seriously. This highlights Cormier's perspective that Jones is perhaps stirring a pot that has long since cooled.
Yeah, there's another quote I want you to react to. So Jones said this recently: I believe I beat Daniel Cormier at heavyweight worse than I beat him at light heavyweight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Molly,
let's have a real talk. Just you and I.
You're messy, Molly. Yeah, you and I and the rest of
you and I, yeah.
Okay.
So you and me.
Let's make this true to everybody.
Okay.
Udonis will tell you, because he saw it. Udonis likes watching fighting. Jon Jones, when I was actively fighting, said I would not fight Daniel at heavyweight because it gives him an advantage. That's where he's best at. Molly, I'm 46 years old. I am retired. I swing a golf club. I swing a golf club in my free time. Yeah, he's out of his mind. I wish you saw the rest of the quote, because he said something. What did he say? It was like,
he said he fight better than I do.
And it was much better or much worse.
It was not correct English.
It was bad English.
Yeah.
It was very bad English from Jon Jones.
Beyond simply stating his retirement, Cormier delved into the logic, or lack thereof, of resurrecting their old feud. He questioned the entire premise of bringing up their past fights, emphasizing that these battles occurred years ago and that the intense rivalry, which captivated the MMA world, is now a part of history. While he acknowledged the significance of their history, admitting it led to great fights and brought him considerable success and financial reward, he firmly stated that their last encounter was a significant 8 years in the past. For Cormier, there's simply no need to revisit the complex emotions, the controversies, and the narratives that surrounded their fights. That story, in his eyes, has been told, analyzed, and concluded. He seems to be asking, what's the point now? He made it clear he's not interested in relitigating the past or re-engaging in that level of personal animosity, especially since he is no longer an active competitor.
I'm not a fighter. And hell, you won 2 fights. I don't know what the point to prove is by talking about what goes on between you and I. We have seen this story. We've had good fights. It was a great rivalry. I enjoyed it. It made me a boatload of money. It was good. But that was 7 years ago. 8 years ago was the last time we fought. 8 years ago. You guys all know our history, right? I ain't got to walk that back for you. How I feel about what he did, how he feels about what I did. I don't have to walk all that back for you, right? I don't know if Jon didn't got asked a question. I don't know if he just randomly brought it up. I thought that lately we had been able to operate around each other better than we had without going into our instances in fighting and all that.
Cormier's primary message wasn't just about his own retirement. It was a direct challenge to Jon Jones to face the current, active, and waiting contender, Tom Aspinall. DC repeatedly stated, "Fight the dude that's actually wanting to fight." He positioned Aspinall as the fighter who is not only ready and willing, but has also been patiently waiting for his opportunity to challenge for the undisputed heavyweight title.
I'm retired. I'm done. I'm 46. I'm washed up. I'm a broadcaster. I'm a commentator. I am a talking head. How about this novel idea? Fight the dude that's actually wanting to fight. I don't want to fight Jon Jones. I have no desire to fight anyone. There could be a 25-pounder called me out to a fight and I'd be like, I don't really feel like doing that anymore. Those days are behind me. But how about fight the dude that's actually waiting to fight you? Tom Aspinall. Right? Right? It's not about what may have happened back then. We want to know, as the consumer, what's going to happen today. What's going to happen today? If Jon Jones fights Tom Aspinall, what I just said in the first 2 minutes of this video is all I'm going to talk about myself. I am telling you right now, I have no desire to fight this man. Am I afraid of this man? Absolutely not. But I'm not here to fight no more. I'm a broadcaster.
Cormier also highlighted the growing frustration among fans and within the division due to the delays in Jones's next fight. He pointed out that Jones was, at the time of his comments, in Thailand filming a reality show, which inevitably pushes back any potential fight date even further. This, coupled with Dana White constantly being bombarded with questions about when the heavyweight title fight will finally materialize, paints a picture of a division in limbo. Cormier's argument is that fans don't care about ancient history. They care about present-day matchups, and Aspinall represents that compelling present-day challenge. The narrative is clear. A deserving interim champion is waiting, and the undisputed champion's return is eagerly anticipated.
There's a guy that's up to his neck in frustrations because he's been waiting for so long. And now you're out in Thailand doing a reality show that's going to take another month. We don't know when the fight's happening. Dana is getting bombarded with questions the other day on his live. When are we getting that? When are we getting that? He's still trying to find ways to tell people, calm down, it's coming. We want to know, when's the fight with the guy that actually wants to fight you?
Interestingly, while Daniel Cormier is adamant that Jones should fight Aspinall, he doesn't subscribe to the theory that Jones is afraid of the British heavyweight. Cormier was very clear on this point, stating, "Jon Jones isn't afraid of Tom Aspinall. I wish people would stop saying that." He believes fear isn't the motivating factor in Jones's perceived reluctance to fight Aspinall. Instead, Cormier posits that Jones is being careful and strategic, attempting to protect the formidable legacy he has built over his illustrious career. He acknowledges that while many great athletes eventually pass the torch to the next generation, Jones might be planning to conclude his career without that specific handover moment. However, Cormier also argued that fighting Aspinall, even with the risk of a loss, wouldn't tarnish Jones's legacy because his accomplishments are already so deeply etched in MMA history. He doesn't see how Jones's status could ever truly be faded, given his dominant run.
Jon Jones isn't afraid of Tom Aspinall. I wish people would stop saying that. He is not afraid of that guy. He's not afraid of anyone. He's not afraid to fight this guy. He's not. I think he's trying to be more strategic. I think he's trying to make sure his legacy stands. I don't know how it could ever be faded. I mean, we do have short memories, but could you ever forget what he did? I don't think him fighting Tom Aspinall with the potential that he would lose is a bad thing. But as most would expect him to win the fight. But at the end of the day, the old guard has to get passed through for the new guard to go, unless you don't play the sport by the way that everyone else does it. Everyone else does it that way. Maybe Jones will be different.
Cormier elaborated on the idea of legacy, and how new generations rise by challenging the old guard. He himself has no interest in allowing younger fighters to build their names by defeating him in his retirement. He used the example of Jon Jones himself, who became a superstar by defeating established legends like Mauricio Shogun Rua and Quinton Rampage Jackson. This is the natural cycle of sports, Cormier explained, drawing parallels to Michael Jordan having to overcome dominant teams like the Celtics and Pistons before reaching the pinnacle of basketball. The new wave, like Aspinall, must earn their place by challenging the established veterans like Jones. It's the tale of sport.
I'm not here to run the risk of someone making a name off of me. Shogun had to fight Jon Jones back in the day. Rampage had to fight Jon Jones back in the day. Those guys were big names that fought him as the young guy that was the champion. And he made a name off of all those legends. So that by the time I got to him, he was a legend. He was a legend. Already in 2016, 15, he was already a legend in 5 years. But that was only because he had beaten all those great guys before. It really is the tale of sport, right? The tale of entertainment. Before Michael Jordan could become Michael Jordan, he had to go through the Detroit Pistons, who were winning in the 80s. He had to beat the Boston Celtics to get to the finals, who were going back and forth with the Lakers. The old guard has.
While dismissing fear as a factor, Cormier did acknowledge that Tom Aspinall presents a unique set of challenges that Jon Jones hasn't necessarily faced before. Aspinall is young, exceptionally fast for a heavyweight, and naturally bigger. This contrasts with Jones's previous opponents, and even with Cormier himself when they fought. DC pointed out that when he fought Jones, he was in his late 30s, while Jones was in his athletic prime, 28 and 30. Now, the roles are somewhat reversed. Jones is the older fighter, and Aspinall is the rising, younger contender. Cormier suggested that this dynamic, this new kind of threat, might be a source of hesitancy for Jones, if any exists. He also highlighted a crucial point. Jon Jones has largely avoided the visual of him getting finished inside the octagon, a fate many other legends have experienced. This desire to protect that unblemished record in terms of finishes might be a powerful motivator for Jones as he navigates the latter stages of his career.
I just don't know that he's gone through anyone like Aspinall because Aspinall's so big and young. When I was fighting Jones, I was 36 and 38 years old. He was 28 the first time, he was 30 the second time. Roles are reversed now. Aspinall's the young guy, he's the older guy, and that might be his only hesitancy. If I had to guess, I don't think for a second Jon Jones is afraid of Tom Aspinall. The one thing Jon Jones has avoided that none of the other of us have is that visual of him getting finished.
Cormier further emphasized that Aspinall could be one of the toughest opponents Jones has ever faced. Not just due to Aspinall's talent, but also because Jones is not a natural heavyweight. He speculated that if Jones enters the octagon around 245 pounds to face a powerful and fast athlete like Aspinall, who will likely be heavier, it could represent one of the most significant tests of Jones's career. He knows firsthand how good Jones is, having fought him twice, and describes Jones as one of the toughest competitors he's ever encountered, someone who has defeated the best the sport has offered. Yet Aspinall's specific attributes, size, speed, youth at heavyweight, create a different kind of puzzle.
You know that the first time I fought Jon Jones, I was 36 years old. I was 36 years old the first time I fought Jon Jones. 36 and 38 the second time. He's now what, 37, 38 years old? I think that this kid is as dangerous for him as anyone he's ever been in there with, partly because that's not his weight class. He would fight Tom Aspinall better than him weighing 245 pounds.
What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with Daniel Cormier? Is Jon Jones strategically waiting, or should he be making the Tom Aspinall fight happen immediately? Who do you think would win if they finally step into the octagon? Drop your opinions and predictions in the comments section below. We always love hearing from you. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth MMA news and analysis, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.